Good evening and thanks for joining us on this special post-game edition of Denver 7 News. I'm Byron Way.
And I'm Jacqueline Allen. A win's a win. The Avs squeaking out a victory over Pittsburgh today. Final score 3-2.
All right, let's get right to Denver 7 sports anchor Nick Rothschild, who has the highlights. Nick?
Woo, that was a quick turnaround, boys.
Yeah,
Whoa, all right, we're making television. Here we go. National TV matinee for the Avalanche against Pittsburgh. You watched it just a couple moments ago right here on Denver 7, I'm sure, but what you didn't see was number 91 in burgundy and blue. No Nazem Kadri for the Avs. He was held out after taking a big hit against the Sharks on Thursday, but Darcy Kuemper was very much in this game, and he was excellent early. I believe the hockey term is standing on his head. Kuemper, 16 saves in the first period alone, so we'd have to wait until the second for some goal action, and we got a big one from the Big Moose. Mikko Rantanen. Call this a seeing eye single over the right shoulder of Tristan Jarry. 1-0 Avs. Few ticks later, back come the Pens. Sidney the Kidney with a high-quality goal. In soccer, we call this off the half volley. Hockey, it's just really good stick work. And yet, the game was only tied for a total of 20 seconds because I've got a fever, and the only prescription is more Kubel. Nicholas Abe-Kubel, a rocket shot, 96 miles per hour on that goal, and quick revenge was the name of the game for the Avs because about 27 seconds after the Pens tied things up in the third, Devon Taves converts the game winner. Final score 3-2. 38 saves for Darcy Kuemper. Defense came up huge in the final moments. Avs increased their NHL best points total to 104. It's also their 28th home win of the year. That matches a franchise record. We are awaiting Jared Bednar and the boys at the postgame podium here in a few minutes. We will continue to check on that and bring it to you live when it happens. So stick around.
All right, thank you, Nick. Needs more Kubel.
We need more Kubel.
Yes.
All right, it is a beautiful spring Saturday today. Perfect to get outside while you can.
I certainly took advantage of it today. Meteorologist Stacey Donaldson joins us now. Stacey, unfortunately, another cold front is coming our way.
It's a little one, though. It's not
Okay.
going to be a huge change in our weather scenario, but our temperatures today have been in the mid to upper 60s here for the Front Range and the Eastern Plains, even in the mountains, 50s and 60s for afternoon highs. And we're sitting at 67 degrees right now in downtown Denver with partly cloudy skies, an absolutely beautiful day with 16% humidity and a little breezy out here, especially off to our west into the high country and across the Eastern Plains. Winds around 20 to 25 miles an hour. Not too bad here for the Front Range in the Denver metro. But we do have high fire danger out into Nebraska and Kansas with a fire weather warning in effect for tomorrow. We do not have any of those here in Colorado, even though it will be warm with the low humidity levels. As for our satellite radar picture, just some high clouds passing on through. We will have that cold front move through tomorrow, so our temperatures won't be quite as warm, but it will be a nice evening for us tonight. 67 degrees by 6 o'clock, 60 degrees by 8 o'clock, and then we'll be in the 50s once we get past 9 o'clock with an overnight low tonight, right around 38 degrees with partly cloudy skies. So a nice evening for us and some interesting weather on the 7-day forecast, and I'll have all that for you coming up.
All right, thanks, Stacey.
There are new concerns tonight about the growing number of RV camps in Denver.
That's right. On Thursday, another RV parked in the city's Park Hill neighborhood caught fire. You can see the video here, and this isn't the first time it's happened in this area.
It certainly isn't. As Denver 7's Patrick Perez reports, these incidents have businesses pressing the city to take action.
Cell phone cameras were rolling as an RV caught on fire Thursday in an industrial part of Denver's northeast Park Hill neighborhood.
Man, those guys work fast.
This picture shows the aftermath of that destructive fire near the corner of Smith and Forest. On Saturday, a sidewalk covered in soot is all that remained.
If that fire was just this past Thursday, there was another one several months ago right here on Grape.
This nearby resident, who did not want to be identified, says multiple RVs have been moving into the area in the past 2 years.
I just have been trying to avoid the area because I don't know what is involved with, living out of an RV for that long of a time.
A quick drive shows a glimpse of the problem. Multiple broken down RVs parked along the streets just feet away from businesses and growing mounds of trash. This is not the first time we've reported on this problem. Back in December, there was another RV fire in this area, this time just a few minutes away on Smith in Quebec. And just last month, business owners in the Ruby Hill area complained about the trash and filth from the RVs there.
So when you're a property owner, it's not really what you want to see.
The city says it's working with several agencies on enforcement. Neighbors we spoke with off camera say, while it may be unsightly, they just have nowhere else to go. The Department of Housing Stability is working on a safe parking site program that would allow some of these RV owners to park and get connected to services. The request for proposals for that program ended last month, so now the city is working to find out exactly who will manage that site. The soonest one could open is June. We're in Denver. I'm Patrick Perez, Denver 7.
All right, thank you, Patrick. And we want to get straight over to Nick because we have an update on the Avs. Hey, Nick.
Oh, we sure do have an update on the Avs, Jacqueline. Come over here, camera. Come on. Move it over. We've got technical difficulties in the studio. We were awaiting the Avalanche to hear their thoughts about the. Oh, hello. We were awaiting the Avalanche to hear their thoughts. This is upsetting. But let's go right to the podium, okay? They're there talking. Let's hear what they think about the 3-2 win over Pittsburgh.
They're lucky and Val. They play hard. They forecheck. They do it the right way. So it made it that much easier on me.
Everybody wants to play with the lead, right? But how does your game change when you actually are playing with the lead, especially against a team like Pittsburgh?
Just depends on the time of the game. I think, early in the game, if you get a lead, you just want to stay on your game. And, probably our biggest adjustment later when we get up 3-2 is just, not pinching as much, not being as aggressive from the back end, making sure we're getting above their outlets. They like to stretch pucks up and, kind of tap them back to their next guys with speed. So as long as we're above those guys and we have the numbers back, we feel confident in our game.
How was the atmosphere today?
It was unbelievable. I mean, right from the start, the fans were in it. Really did feel like a playoff game on and off the ice. We love when we get big games at home and we're able to, send the fans home happy.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks.
All right, so that was JT Compher in the hat and Devon Taves with no hat. We will still await Jared Bednar. He may come to the podium here in the next few minutes, but for now, let's send it back over to Bayan.
We'll check back in with you here in a second. All right, after months of waiting, hundreds of people who lost everything in the Marshall Fire finally have an idea of when and where debris removal will start. Crews will be on the ground in mid-April, and some of the hardest hit areas will have first priority. They include Superior's Sagamore neighborhood, along with original Town Superior and El Dorado and Louisville. The county prioritized these neighborhoods because of the environmental hazards they face and their socioeconomic status. Superior's Mayor Pro Temp says everyone needs to stay patient.
There's naturally going to be some frustration with some people who may appear lower on the list than the people who are higher up on the list.
The debris removal will take anywhere from 3 to 5 days per lot, depending on the size.
And Boulder County Sheriff says it will take several more months to determine the cause of the Marshall Fire. A lawsuit was filed this week against Xcel Energy, though, claiming power lines were responsible. Now, Xcel insists that it has seen zero evidence of that. Deputies are also investigating coal mines and a shed fire as potential causes.
All right, listen up. The governor is expected to sign a bill that would make it easier for people with homes destroyed in natural disasters to cast a ballot in upcoming elections. Senate Bill 152 came after the Marshall Fire, but will apply to all natural disasters moving forward. It allows someone whose home is destroyed to keep using the address for voter registration, but this only applies if they intend to rebuild. That's an important note there. We spoke with Boulder County's clerk and recorder about the need for this bill.
What we do know is that voters who have lived in these communities for years and years and who intend to return want to continue voting on the issues and for the people that have impacted them and that will continue to impact them for years. And so that's really what we wanted to do here, is ensure that they could, and it was clear.
With bipartisan support, the bill was able to pass its final vote in the House yesterday. It now heads to the governor's desk for his signature.
With inflation officially reaching a 40-year high this week, many Americans are really struggling right now to pay for just basic necessities such as food, gas, and rent.
But there's one bright spot for the economy. 431,000 jobs were added last month, and unemployment is nearly back to pre-pandemic levels. Here's ABC's Alex Perche with the latest.
More and more Americans are struggling financially, with inflation at its highest level in 40 years.
When you're living paycheck to paycheck, it hits you like a ton of bricks.
At the supermarket, according to a new report from the USDA, the cost of groceries rose 1.4% between January and February this year. Prices are up 8.6% between February 2021 and February of 2022. Poultry prices could move up by 6 to 7% this year. The cost of eggs up to 2.5% and 3.5%. Consumers are also paying more at the pump. Nationwide, gas prices averaging more than $4 a gallon.
These numbers are not good. They show a lot of people are in trouble.
President Biden announcing the largest ever release of oil from the nation's Strategic Petroleum Reserve, 1 million barrels a day for the next 6 months, up to 180 million barrels total.
I know that this job is not finished. We need to do more to get prices under control.
But there is a bright spot for the economy. The March jobs report shows 431,000 jobs were added last month, the 11th straight month of more than 400,000 new jobs. The unemployment rate down to 3.6%, almost back to pre-pandemic levels. For many, that means now is the right time to look for a new or better job.
Employers know there is a tight labor market, and in order to attract and retain their top talent, they're being more flexible.
Experts suggest while looking for a new job, know the marketplace for your skill set and know your worth. Negotiate your terms, salary and schedule, and any other details that are important to you. And cast a wide net. Many companies are no longer limited by zip code. Alex Brachet, ABC News, Washington.
All right, a Colorado woman in and out of the hospital is getting a little help with her recovery. Up next, meet the talented group of Colorado kids using their musical skills to help make her life better.
Plus, when it comes to recycling, this one's hard to believe, Colorado is one of the worst states in the entire nation. How a new bill plans to hold big companies here accountable for their waste.